Right, so in this video, we'll be talking about flowcharts and pseudocodes. Yes, so now what is a flowchart? We have that a flowchart is a virtual representation of a process or algorithm using symbols, arrows, and labels to illustrate the steps involved. So in a flowchart, we use what? We use symbols, arrows, and labels to illustrate the steps involved in solving a particular problem. So now, what are the symbols we used in flowchart? So we use an arrow, a straight arrow is used to represent flow. Which represent what? Flow. Okay. We also use some particular shapes and they have their specific function. So the first one is called the terminal shape. This is the oval, so it is used to what? To start or to end the program, so it is oval. Then we have the parallelogram. It is used to input or output. I can also say that it is used to what? To enter or to what? To display. When we start doing examples, we get to understand them. Then we have the rectangle, which is a process bus. It is used to calculate or to process what? Information. Rectangle. We also have the decision box, which is what? Which is, it looks like a diamond. Yeah. So it is called the decision box. It is used to what? To make decisions by the computer. So let me come over it again. We have the arrow, which represents flow, the oval, which is the terminal end, which means you use it to start or end the program. We have the parallelogram, which means to input or output or to enter or display. Then we have the rectangle, to process or calculate. While we have the diamond, which is to what? To make decision. So right now, let's solve some examples under flowcharts. Alright, let's look at this example. It says write a flowchart to show how to add two numbers a and b and display the sum. So now let's see how to write a flowchart for this. Now before you write any flowchart, you have to understand the question. So they say write a flowchart to show how to add two numbers a and b. It means you want to teach the computer how to compute the sum of two numbers a and b, so that anytime you input any two numbers, the computer will be able to what? To display their sum. Just like what is used in calculator, you can easily press 2 plus 2 and it will display the sum. So but what are the processes involved in that situation? So now let's use a flowchart to what? To represent those steps involved in solving the problem. So before you write a flowchart, you can write it in English first. But what do you need to do? First, you need to start the program. You cannot do any program without starting it. So start the program. Yes, start the program. Then number 2, you have to enter the elements. So enter the elements, which are a and b. Then the third thing you need to do is to calculate the sum. You calculate the sum. That's what the question asks you to do. Then number 4, you display the sum. So you display the sum, because what's the essence of you calculating it and not getting an output? So you display the sum. Then 5th one, don't forget to stop your program. So now I told you oval is used to to start and stop. So your flowchart will look like this. So you start. So have you seen it? You start. The next thing is you enter don't forget your flow. You have to add this arrow, it shows the flow. So now enter the element. So what do you use to enter? A parallelogram. So you enter element A and B. So you enter A and B. Don't forget your flow. Then you calculate the sum. What do you use to calculate? The process box or the what? Or the calculation box. So tell the computer what the sum is. What do you mean by sum? So the operators we use this. It means addition, subtraction. This means division, not this. So this is what we use to represent division. And multiplication we use asterisk, not this. So in our other examples we'll be making use of all this. So tell the computer what the sum is. So tell the computer the sum equals to what? A plus B. Okay, when the computer has understood that okay, sum is A plus B, then what do you do next? You display the sum. So what do you use to display? Parallelogram. So you display sum. Then don't forget to stop your program. So you stop. So when you run this now and you impute any two values, the computer will be able to calculate the sum of the two inputs and display the sum. So I hope you get that. So let's see the second example. Write a flowchart to calculate the value of R using the formula R equals to big R cos X, where X is what? Positive. Now this question, they have given us a condition, which is what? X is positive. It means if X is negative, we won't be able to impute this. So we have to tell the computer that we are only working with positive values for X, which means if X is what? Negative, it should display what? Display error. So how do we do this now? Don't forget you start solution. Don't forget to start your program. That's the first thing. You start, right? Then now, so next thing is what? You impute your values. You impute what? So you enter. So you enter R, big R, and X. So these are the main elements in the equation. So these are our main equation. R equals to R cos X. So you enter R. So you don't enter R because R is what? Your output. So these are the only inputs. Enter R and what? And X. Right? Now, so the next thing you need to do now is this. Now, this is where you make use of your decision box. So don't forget, this is your decision box. Now, in this decision box, we ask a question. So ask, is X, for X to be negative, it means it is what? It is less than 0. So is X less than 0? That's the question you're asking. Is X less than 0? Now, if it is yes, so that's why you have a branch flowchart. If it is yes, and if it is what? If it is no. So if X is less than 0, it means we cannot calculate it. So just tell it what? To display what? To display error. So which means if X is what? Less than 0, just have this. Display error. Right, so we solve that now. It means if you impute a negative value of X and you run the program, what you see is what? Error. You see error. You will not see the answer. But if X is not less than 0, so no. Now we're going to do it. Calculate. I'm going to do it like this. If X is not less than 0, so then this is for calculation. So R equals to what? R big R is multiplied by what? Multiplied. I told you we don't use this. We use what? We use asterisk. So R asterisk what? cos x, right? So are we understanding? So the way we've done that, it has calculated the value of for r, then we display r. So we display r, so we display what? We display r. Yes. So after displaying, what do we do next? We end or stop the program. So this flowchart you've written now, if I impute any positive value for x, it's going to display the value of r, it's going to calculate it for me. But if I impute any negative value of x, it's going to display error. It's going to display error. So this is how to write flowchart for a given problem. So in my next video, I'll be making a video on how to convert this flowchart to pseudocodes. We have what we call pseudocodes. So how to convert this flowchart to pseudocodes and pseudocodes back to flowcharts. So thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you.